Hi everyone, I am back with another tutorial video today. This one was requested by a new Facebook friend of mine, Barbara. So hi Barbara. She sent me a picture of a little post-it note holder that she saw in a like a craft group that she's in. So she wanted to see if I could break down the measurements for her. So I did. I don't know if my measurements are the exact same as the original designer of this little thing, but the original designer is Poonam Jain, Poonam, and then Jain, Jain. She's the original designer of this little post-it note holder, so I definitely want to give her credit for the original idea. And like I said, I don't know if my measurements are the same, but this is kind of what I came up with by looking at the picture. So I'm going to show you guys how to make it, so that way Barbara can make them. I figured a video is a lot easier than just throwing out measurements sometimes. So this is what it looks like. It's got the little pen holder up here. So it's pretty similar to the ones that I made before that just has the front flap that comes over the front, only this one like opens up, and I don't have this post-it note attached in here yet, so it just kind of closes up like that. Now the one I'm gonna make right now is the same one, only I'm using yellow polka dots, and I'm gonna do a Mickey head, but I'm gonna put a magnet on it. So you could put a magnet, or she mentioned wanting to put Velcro or something. So you definitely want like some type of closure because it won't stay closed. So I'm going to show you guys how to make this. It's super easy, and you can use an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and I think you can make 3 of these out of an 8.5 by 11. So here is how you do it. So I'm using just black cardstock. This is just Recollections cardstock from Michaels, and my length is 8.5, and my width and my height is 3 1/8. So we're going to score on the 8.5. That's not 8.5. This should come all the way out to here. Maybe I cut this wrong. Okay, I'm going to get a new 8.5. See, I totally messed up. I was trying to go super fast. Okay, here is a true 8.5. Now we're going to cut this at 3 1/8. So I guess I'll just show you guys how I do this. Cutting is cutting, but okay. So 3 1/8, done. So as you can see, you can get 3 of them out of this 8.5 by 11. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so now on our 8.5 inch side, we are going to score at 1 1/4, 1 5/8, and 2. Then we're going to move over here and we're going to score at 5.5, and then 5 7/8. So that is all of our scoring. There you go. So we're done with this. Now we're just going to do some folding, and I'm going to start with the smaller score marks up here. So like I said, it's pretty similar. The construction of it is similar to the post-it note holders that I did. So now we're just going to go ahead and fold on our bottom score lines here. So there we have our basic little contraption. So with the 3 score marks that we have here, here's the 3. You're going to fold the middle one in, okay? So then what you're going to do, I'm not going to measure this one because it's really not that big of a deal, is you're going to, if I can hold the scissors, you're going to cut a little slit up to that score mark. So I don't know if you guys can see that score mark. So we're just going to cut a little slit, and then we're going to cut another one, and this is going to create the little pen holder. You want to make sure that you fold over on the middle score line, otherwise it's not going to work. So then what we're going to do is open it up, And on this score line here, this last little section, you want to put some sticky tape here, skip this little section here, and then put a little piece here. So for the sake of this video, I'm actually just, no, I'm going to put some score tape on it. So let's just do that. I'm going to take some 1/4 inch scrappy tape, which is basically the same as score tape. Where does it start? There it is. And I'm just going to put a piece here and up here. Like I said, I didn't measure my little slits because I have found that it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and peel this off. Then we're going to fold this over, but we're going to pop our little pen part out and we're going to push in on that middle score line, if that makes any kind of sense. So I popped it out and we're going to push down right here and then fold back and just kind of push that down, and that creates your little pen loop right there. I hope that makes sense. If not, that part is really easy, and it's there's a more in-depth kind of part to that in my Post-it note holder video. So if you wanted to round your corners, you could do that now before you stick your paper down, because you'll want to, you know, make your paper match also. But I'm not going to round my corners. So I have the measurements here for you on the pieces I cut. This is 3 by 2.5, and I'm not going to stick that piece down quite yet. And this one is 3 by 1 1/8. So what I'm going to do, so I can hide my magnets, is I'm going to go ahead and pull them out of here. Pop them out, rather. And it can fly in. Whoops. Okay, so they're stuck together now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick one of them underneath this piece of paper here on the top. So I want to stick it, I guess I should actually just go ahead and stick it on there. I kind of want to stick it in the middle, but I want to make sure that this piece will come up far enough. Yes. So I'm going to kind of eyeball the center, and that's not really the center. That's a little better. Okay, so I'm just going to give this a really good push for a second. Then I'm going to go ahead and attach my top to go over that. That way it'll hide my little magnet. So I'm just going to use my ATG, and I'm just going to go along this entire piece about 4 times and just cover the whole back of it, just to ensure. You could use your score tape or your red liner tape for this also. So I'm going to try to get this in the center so it looks good. Okay, so I'm going to give this a really good rub and rub around that little magnet. I'm hoping I got it far enough up from the bottom. May have to move it up a little bit more on the next one, but I think it'll work. So there's my top piece. So what I'm going to do with my bottom piece now is I'm going to stick my magnet on so that way I know it's going to line up. And we're going to put the Post-it note pad in here as a guide to kind of keep it straight. So I'm just going to center it with the bottom piece here. So that's going to need to go there. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this, and I'm just going to use some Tombow glue. So this is the part where you kind of have to be a little patient and play with your placement. So I'm just going to hold that there for a second, let that glue kind of adhere for a minute, and then I should be able to take it off. There we go. So it came off pretty easy. Now I'm going to just peel off the little liner on my magnet. These are just the little tiny basic gray magnets that you can get, the super tiny ones. So they're sticky on that side. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of cover this piece with ATG tape. And I'm going to put a few at the top here, just to make sure that that magnet stays put. Okay, so I'm going to leave the pad in there, kind of for pressure. I'm just going to line this up. Go ahead and press down. And again, I'm just going to rub near the top of that magnet, just to make sure that it stays down. And there we have the little magnetic closure part, so it'll actually stay closed. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that pad inside there. Now normally if you're going to give this as a gift or sell these at like craft fairs or whatever that you're going to do with them, you know, I would definitely attach the post-it note on the inside, but for video's sake, I'm just going to leave it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my 2-inch Mickey heads, and we're going to glue that right on the front. And I'm just using some Zig glue for this. I'm going to glue up his ears, and then I'm going to do the top part of his head here, so I know that it's going to stay pretty good. You could also put the magnet on the back of the Mickey head, which I just now thought of. So you could actually put the magnet on the back of the Mickey head and then it would be down further. So that might be a better idea if you're going to use like a punched kind of creation on the front of it. But I think this will work too. Okay, so I'm going to make sure my Mickey head is straight. There we go. So I think, yeah, that would probably work better if you put the magnet right behind the Mickey head, but that's okay. So I've just got this little yellow pen that I'm just going to insert inside there, and you can lift it up. There's your sticky note. Like I said, it's not attached, so it's just sitting there. And there's your little magnetic closure, so it will stay closed, just doesn't look like it. To attach this, I would just put like some score tape or some red liner tape or even ATG tape on the back, because when you give this to someone, all they have to do when they run out of sticky notes is peel the backing off their new pad and just line it up with this one, and then it's refillable. So there you have it. There are some cute little post-it note holders. This one does not have a magnet, so it's not going to stay closed. But Barbara, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this is easy for you, and any of you guys who make this have fun. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye!